I want to play something that Elon Musk just said on some podcast just a couple of days ago that is shocking. Shocking. I want you to listen to this. Let me take you through it.
Yeah. Well, one side recommendation I have is don't worry about squirreling money away for retirement in 10 or 20 years. It won't matter.
No.
Okay.
Either we're not going to be here, or
it just
Stop,
you won't need.
Stop. Only Elon Musk can just say something like that and then just move on. Yeah, don't save for retirement. It's not going to matter. Oh, okay. Okay. Now listen to the rest. Go ahead.
To save for retirement. If any of the things that we've said are true, saving for retirement will be irrelevant.
the services will be there to support you. You'll have the home, you'll have the healthcare, you'll have the entertainment.
The way this unfolds is fundamentally impossible to predict because of self-improvement of the AI and the accelerating timeline.
Yeah, it's called singularity for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what happens after the event horizon.
Exactly. You can never see past the black hole or the event horizon, the light cone.
I mean, Ray has the singularity out way too far. I mean, this is like the next, what's your timeline for this?
We're in the singularity.
Well, we are in the singularity, for sure.
Yeah.
We're in the midst of it right now, for sure.
Yeah.
And it would just
we're in this beautiful sweet spot, which is,
we're on the roller coasters. We're just
exactly. That's a great analogy. It's just like that feeling.
You're at the top of the roller coaster and you're about to go.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot of G's when you
a lot of G's.
when you hit it.
Yeah. It's like feel like I don't have to just have courtside seats. I'm on the court.
Exactly.
And it still blows my mind. Sometimes multiple times a week.
Yeah.
So just when I think I'm like, wow, and then it's like 2 days later, more wow.
Yeah. Exponential wow.
Yeah. I think we'll hit AGI next year in 27.
You got that? Let me just say, did you hear that? I think we're going to hit AGI next year in 27. AGI is artificial general intelligence. That means the computer, the AI system, is smarter at everything than any human is. It is better at name the topic than the best human you can find. And it can do everything that a human can do better than a human. It's not super intelligence. It's just better than humans on everything. He thinks we're going to hit that. Some people said we were not going to even, there was not a chance. 10 years ago, people said we'd never even get to there. We'll never get there. We'll never get there. He's saying we're going to hit it next year. I believe we are going to hit it. I think there's a chance we hit, the world is going to be different by 2028. It's just going to be different by 2028. And we have got to prepare for this. So our last caller was saying, Smoot Hawley, you can use tariffs to protect. There is a conversation that we have to have right now. We have to have because of artificial intelligence, automation, robotics, entire categories of work dissolving quickly, not in a generation, maybe not even in a decade, maybe in the next few years. Factory workers first. I reached out to Elon Musk and said, for my museum, I want one of the first Tesla robots for the museum. I want to keep it in the box and keep it in the museum, the first mainstream robot. You know what he said? All of the robots for the first, I think he said 2 years. He may have said one. All of the robots that Tesla will be making for the first 2 years will be for Tesla. Think of how many robots he's going to be making in a 2-year period, and all of them are going to be for Tesla. That is a workforce army. So, and that's coming quickly, really, really fast. So it'll go the factory worker, then the truck driver, then the coder, then the accountant, the analyst who thought they was immune from everything because, I work with ideas. The ground is shifting quickly. So what is it we should talk about? Well, the world is going to talk about universal basic income. And I am dead set against that. But that's the only thing anybody is talking about. I went back and I did my homework the last couple of days on Milton Friedman. Milton Friedman was kind of for UBI, but a different kind of UBI. And he may have the answer that is a bridge, at least. And I want to talk to you about that here in a second. So when the world is in a panic, that's not the time to discuss things. You discuss things before you're in a panic. You make decisions before there's an emergency. And now is that time. Because once there's an emergency, the loudest voice comes in and they have usually the simplest answer. And everybody's like, yeah, go with that. And that answer is going to be universal basic income. That is the modern version of bread and circuses. And make no mistakes. The communists, the social planners, the Davos crowd, they're going to offer it all as not as a temporary bridge, but as a permanent arrangement with you. A managed society, a population that is pacified, production centralized, dependency normalized. They're already talking about it. Read Yuval Harari. Read his work. He is one of the main thinkers on the left and with all of the elites. And he talks about, there's just a useless class of people. We cannot look at it that way. And people are going to go for this, not because they, love collectivism, but because nobody offered them another path. I have been talking about this and trying to get people to talk about this for a while. And there's a guy that we have to revisit. And he's honestly a guy who surprised me that he's in this debate, and it's Milton Friedman. It at least surprised me that he's on the side that he's on. I mean, here's the free market economist, the man being a defender. He's accused of being a defender of the coldest kind of capitalism where they just don't care about babies and children and food. He's the godfather of deregulation. He actually supported a version of basic income, but not the kind that's being sold today. He calls it the negative income tax. Listen to what he actually proposed. His idea, the negative income tax, works like this. You eliminate the sprawling welfare state. Okay, really important we do all of these things. Eliminate the welfare state. That's food stamps, housing subsidies, overlapping programs, bureaucracy. Replace all of that with a simple income floor that everybody gets. If you earn below a certain threshold, the government will send you supplemental income. But as you earn more, the support will phase out very gradually. That way you're not being punished for working. And that last part is really critical because under the welfare system, if you earn $1, you lose $1 in benefits. And so the rational response is, well, why would I earn $1? Because I'm never going to make enough to really be happy. So I'm going to live here or live off the government. Friedman's system preserves incentive. Okay, you always gain more by working more, because he knows that you just can't make people comfortable in the lack of work. Okay, and the system that we have now is honestly designed to get people destitute and destroy productivity. This is the opposite, okay? And I'm shocked that Milton Friedman is thinking this way, but he understood something. Friedman understood something fundamental. Markets require stability. Free societies require order. So when we're talking AI, technological advancement is going to become so severe at some point that AI could create pockets of severe displacement. And with that, you'll either get violent populism, authoritarian redistribution of wealth, or a market-compatible safety valve. And that's what his negative income tax was, a pressure release without central planning. This is absolutely critical to keep the choice decentralized. The individual, you still get to choose how you spend the money. The federal government doesn't decide on which apartment you can rent, what food you can buy, which training program you have to attend, none of that. Shrink down the state as you create a floor for everybody. This is very different from modern UBI. Okay, that's tied to digital IDs, programmable currency, behavioral compliance. I mean, all of that is the new world order and one world government. I mean, but it is coming. If AI eliminates 15 to 25% of current job categories over the next decade, you're going to see sudden income collapse in certain sectors. Huge. Geographic, economic deserts. Most importantly, political radicalization. Okay? There is a piece, there's only 2 copies of this book that I have. One is in the National Archives because it was all handwritten and the charts are all made by hand. And it was made for President Roosevelt in World War II. It was, I think it was the election of 1936 or 38. And it's called Radicalism, Revolution, or Recovery. And they're making the case to FDR that I'm about to make to you in just a second. Radicalism, revolution, or recovery. That's what really enhanced the New Deal. They chose incorrectly. Will we choose the right thing?